And atheism has existed as long as theism has existed. Atheism has always been there. But what is unique about this form of atheism? Why is this form of atheism so popular today? Make the same argument that atheists have made since many, centuries, but it uses science as the basis for atheism. And it tends to popularize a common misperception, which is if you are a good scientist, if you believe in science, then you cannot believe in religion. Science is inherently in conflict with religion. For example, Richard Dawkins, who's written this book, The God Delusion, a very famous author, he's the Oxford professor for the public understanding of science. So he's a biologist. At the same time, he's a professor for the public understanding of science, and his understanding of science is that it's inherently atheistic, and this is what is communicated to the public. So these are forms of atheism that oftentimes rely on this sort of flawed conception that science is inherently atheistic. But let's look at what their claims are. So scientific materialism has two claims. The first one is an ontological claim. An ontological claim is regarding what exists. So the first claim of scientific materialism that you will find very often in these books, whether explicitly or implicitly present, is that reality consists only of things discoverable by science. That if something is actually real, if something is actually, not just a illusion or a phantasmagoria, it should be measurable and quantifiable. It should be discoverable by science. So only things that are discoverable by science are real. And the second is an epistemological claim. An epistemological claim is a claim about epistemology, which means a claim regarding how do we know what we know. So an epistemological claim, for example, is the best way to experience the quality of honey is to taste it. So it's a claim regarding how do you get knowledge about a certain thing that exists. So the ontological claim would be that honey exists. Honey is a real food. And the epistemological claim is, well, the best way to experience what it is by tasting it. Not by seeing it, or not by hearing it, or not by smelling it, but the primary way to experience honey is by tasting it. So that is an epistemological claim. So their epistemological claim is that science is the only legitimate path to knowledge. That if you want to know something, if you truly want to understand something, the only process of knowing it, the only pathway to true knowledge that again is not simply storytelling or just fairy tales, is if you want actual dependable knowledge, then science is the only legitimate path to knowledge. So these are the two claims of scientific materialism, the ontological claim and the epistemological claim.